What's up, spectators? Welcome back to the episode of Layton. Last time we came to the Savoy Theater to watch a romance film, but then they introduced the 7 Dragons of London, or something, like the big shots, the big wigs, the elites of the city here. So, introduce yourself to the venerable Madame Dublé. Where is she? Oh, I see. I actually have to teleport over there. Here we are at last, the kiosk. Time to sample the all-new popcorn delight. Oh no! What's the matter? There's no one at the kiosk. I won't be able to get my popcorn. Never mind. How about introducing ourselves to Madame Dublé instead? So near, yet so far. You must be down in the mouth. Mr. Barnum said she could be a useful contact. All right, let's say a quick hello then. Do you know which lady she is? I suspect that lady over there might be who we're looking for. I think you might be right. She certainly stands out as being affluent. Oh, wow, okay. Did we not notice this large onion? You wouldn't happen to be Madame Dublé, would you? Indeed, I would. And who are? I'm Katrielle Layton from the Layton Detective Agency. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Madam. Oh, the Layton Detective Agency, you say? Where have I heard that name before? You must be the famous Hershel Layton's daughter, are you? How is the professor? Is he in good health? I don't frickin' know. He's gone. You living under a rock? I mean, he's very well, yes, thank you. I'll be sure to mention to him that I met you. Please do. Tell him I'd very much like to meet when he's next available. I wish I could. It's nearly time for the show. I promised myself a little tipple before it begins. Do excuse me. Well done, Miss Layton. I think you made an impression. I don't know, Ernest. All this hobnobbing with the rich and famous is taking its toll on my nerves. Oh, I don't believe it. Over there, look. It's Maverick Director. He gives directions. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Maverick Director. Oh, Director. Just now getting it. Screw me. Thank you all for coming to see the premiere of my new film. I hope you enjoy A Naval Advance. No sub for love. An advance on the navel. The screening's about to begin, so if you'd all like to make your way to your seats. Oh my giddy aunt, I can't believe it. It's the real Maverick Director, Miss Layton. I've never seen the real Maverick before. But you've seen the fake one? No, I didn't mean. Oh, there's no time for that. The film's about to start. We must take our seats. Aren't you forgetting something, Ernest? First, I have to redeem this coupon for my durian popcorn. And look, the kiosk attendant has returned. But what if the film starts while you're waiting for it? Everyone else is already inside. Quickly, miss, we must hurry. How about no? Hi, yes, sorry for the wait, ma'am. We have a full house tonight, and with all the VIP guests demanding oh, Jesus, okay. Demanding attention, ha! It's been quite busy, I'm afraid. Well, anyway, I believe this coupon entitles me to some free popcorn. Hi, yes, that's correct, ma'am. However, the feature's about to begin, I think, so ha! Please take your seats. Fuck you. Give me my goddamn popcorn. I don't care when the movie starts. It's gonna have previews. I do not care. Wow. Screw this guy. Ooh, fudge in a movie theater. How decadent. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to the premiere screening of my latest work, Advancing on the Naval. Love sub. That's what I'm calling it now. The story begins with a young couple who meet at a ramshackle old cinema. Why is he talking? Isn't this all stuff the movie would explain? Is this the movie? Is he the movie? Wow. The man wants to become a film director whilst the girl nurses her dream of being an actress as she waits tables at a local cafe. A turn of events sees the pair on a luxury cruise ship together, and they fall more and more in love as time goes on. But then something terrible happens. The ship, a relic from an ancient civilization, starts to sink. The situation is desperate. There seems to be no way out. The couple are doing everything they can to survive. I think I better stop there. I don't want to spoil your enjoyment of the story. Okay, shut the fuck up. You can shut the fuck up now. Jesus Christ. Alright, Titanic ripoff. Here we go. With no Celine Dion, so I don't know if it's gonna be any good. I'm the king of the world! This thing's a Gundam, isn't it? Oh, it's a sub. I give it 2 thumbs down. That was total garbage. We're sinking. Submarine. Bad acting. Bad screenplay. Bad direction. Bad writing. Everything's bad. What's going on? What's happened to my film? Why is it cut there? Well, it was bad, so that is the only showing we'll ever see. Direct to DVD. This isn't right. The last scene, the kiss scene, the big finale. Someone's stolen it. Well, wow, that's the first thing you jump to? You sure it's not just the projector? Excuse me, Mr. Barnum. Mr. Barnum's mouth is totally messed up. Would you look at that? Look at his lip. That's the end of that. We've had to cancel the screening, so I sent everyone home. You're a friend of Miss Layton's now, aren't you? Well, I'm not sure if friend is the right word, but well, I'm Emiliana Spaghetti. I'm a case analyst and profiler at Scotland Yard. This theft of the climactic scene of the film is a very serious offense. If you don't mind, I'd like to ask you some questions about it. Could you tell us what you know about the events leading up to the discovery of the missing scene? Katrielle, what are you still doing here? And why is that hound with you? Well, everyone else is left now, so I thought Sherl could help sniff out clues. We don't need any sniffing around here. Keep your nose and your dog's nose out of my business, and that doesn't concern you. But it does. Mr. Barnum personally requested that I stay and help. Yeah, suck on that. You bet I did. Talk about luck, having a Scotland Yard officer and a private eye on site. Anyway, I'd like to ask both of you to help figure out what happened here. Who the heck cut that kiss scene out of the film? If anyone can solve this case, it's the woman who figured out the Riverside Festival shenanigans. Ha, ha, ha. Isn't that right, Katrielle? You'll take on the case, won't ya? Well, I couldn't very well turn you down after that glowing praise, could I? Of course I'll take on the case. Any mystery solved, that's my motto. Mr. Barnum, please, I'm more than capable of handling this case. Leave it to the experts at Scotland Yard. Now, I'm not saying I don't think you're a talented detective as well, Miss Spaghetti. But a little competition should make you both work harder. Ha, 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 ha. You'll soon see that I pinpoint the truth much more quickly than the so-called detective. Ha! Ha! That's the spirit. Good luck to the both of you. Don't just stand around here chatting to me. You better be running along to get a statement from the old rector, hadn't ya? Where is he now? Do you know? Sure do. He's right over there. He put his heart and soul into that final kiss scene. It's kind of hard to understand why anyone would have done this, I must admit. Still, that's for you two ladies to figure out, isn't it? Ha, 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 ha. My film, my magnum opus. Oh, really? That's embarrassing. Please, Mr. Rectum, don't worry. I'll personally track down the thief responsible for stealing the last scene. No, you won't, because I'll track down whoever did it first. Very professional, ladies. Very professional. It was perfect. I'd made every last detail perfect before I was willing to show it to the public. And now this. Surely the negatives are still available. You'll be able to produce a new reel for another screening, won't you? But didn't you see the audience's reaction? They were frustrated. Without that final scene, the story doesn't hang together at all. I wanted to give people the perfect film. I put my whole life into this project, my heart and soul. We understand, Mr. Rectum, but try not to let it get you down. I'll track down the perpetrator, don't worry. Try not to let it get me down? Are you mad? This is a disaster. A blow like this just before the official release is the death knell for any film. And just when I thought I'd made it to the big time, when I got in with the top studios, now it's back to trying to make ends meet again. What am I going to tell all my crew? I thought I'd finally be able to pay them what they're due. This is terrible. You pay them their salaries on credit? What? Please, try to calm down. Now tell me, do you have any suspicions at all about who might be responsible for this desecration of my work? Obviously someone who doesn't like my films. So everybody. How am I gonna face my crew, my wife even? They were all on the tenterhooks waiting to see how the audience reacted. I just want the ground to open and swallow me up. I wish I was on that submarine right now, sinking. Oh, you're sinking. Your career's sinking. Well, thanks for your time, Mr. Rectum. Sinking. Alright, bye-bye. Oh dear, he's really taking this badly, isn't he? Ridiculously so. I give up. I'll try talking to him again once he's calmed down. You can't blame the guy for being upset. This movie was a big deal to him. And he's not the only one who's troubled by what's happened either. I'm kind of sour myself. Well, yes, I imagine you would be. This is gonna affect sales for you after all. I like the way you think, Missy. But it's not just that. I'm a big fan of Rectum's work, you see. I was looking forward to the whole world finally seeing what a great director he really is. Now this has happened, all that talent could go to waste if we're not careful. Ah, Phineas, good to know that you have bad taste. So you two ladies better get a move on and figure out what happened to that stolen scene. If it'll help, I can give you access to anywhere in the theater. In fact, I'll just tell security to give you free reign. There's the projection box around the back. Normally it's out of bounds, but I don't mind you going in there to investigate if you need to. The projection box. Thank you, Mr. Barnum. Yes, I get to steal all the movies now. I get to steal the majority of the movie, not just the ending. Then I'll sell it. What are we waiting for? Let's go. I agree. We should start by investigating the film reel. Is there something wrong? I've come to expect irrational behavior from you, Katrielle, but really, talking to your dog. It's wonderfully therapeutic. We should really try it sometime. Anyway, are you coming with us to the projection box? No. I'll be carrying out investigations elsewhere first. Amateurs tend to put me off and I might miss something crucial. You see, Katrielle, every criminal, no matter how careful, leaves a trail of telltale signs following a crime. Only a skilled profiler like myself can read them, of course, which is why I'll solve this case long before you do and prove the superiority of my methods. I'll look forward to it. Don't mock me! You'll see soon enough. I really wasn't mocking you. I'm looking forward to it. Allora, until later, Katrielle. Just try not to disturb the scene too much, won't you? Oh, I'm gonna fuck it up. So no one else can investigate. Leave no trace of the original evidence. I wonder how many chapters there are, because these are going by very quickly, and the cases are they're not really cases, so just curious. So this is what the inside of a projection box looks like. What a lot of machinery.
Excuse me. Authorized personnel only in here, please. I'll have to ask you to leave.
Wonder what this machine does.
Don't touch Albertina!
Oh, goodness. Albertina?
Yes, Albertina. She's brand new. If you touch her, you could put her totally out of alignment. Not like old Rosaline next to her there. She's much better behaved.
Wacko alert. This nutjob's named all his equipment. Albertina and Rosalind. What lovely names you've come up with for your machines.
Don't touch, please. I'm gonna have to insist that you leave.
It's all right. Mr. Bardon gave us permission to investigate. Sorry, I should have introduced myself. I'm Katrielle Layton of the Layton Detective Agency. These are my assistants, Ernest and Sherl. We're investigating the disappearance of the final scene of No Sub for Love. Would you mind telling us who you are? I presume you're a member of the technical staff here at the theater.
Oh yes, I'm Seymour Frames. I'm the Savaloy's projectionist.
And what do you do? He just said what he does. Well, miss, the projectionist is responsible for setting up the film and controlling the equipment during screenings. I must say, it sounds like a rather spiffing job. Just think of all the films you'd get to see. Yeah, Fight Club really showed us that this is the perfect job to have.
Don't make light of it. Being a projectionist carries huge responsibility and demands incredible attention to detail. I have to keep a constant eye on the running of the film, fine-tune all the machines, and make sure the projector is exactly right.
Yeah, you gotta make sure it's on, and you get to watch the movies. I bet if you're a projectionist, you'd be great at movie trivia. Because you're watching movies over and over and over again. Unless you just push play and, like, leave.
There's never any downtime in my job. I have to spot all the motor cues and make sure I'm ready for the real changeovers.
No, I guess back then they did have to switch them out. That's right. Guess that would have been a bit more difficult. Sounds awfully complicated.
It is, but I wouldn't have any other job. I'm happy in here, surrounded by my machines. But people always think it's a dawdle, and it's not.
Sounds like he's more interested in the machines than the films they're showing. I think we need to ask this Mr. Frames a few more questions. You got a puzzle, don't you, Mr. Bird? Oh, you don't? Look, Miss Layton, there's a bird in this cage. A minor bird, I think. I thought it was a raven at first. A raven mad, like someone else in this room. Miners are talking birds, aren't they? That's right. I bet he can say all kinds of things, can't he, Mr. Frames?
Yeah, I've taught the Major quite a few words. Why don't you introduce yourself, Major?
Hello, I'm the Major. Major Minor. Major Minor. He really does talk. So what? Minor birds do. Dogs, on the other hand, now that's something special. Would you mind if we tried to get him to say something?
Sure, go ahead. He's pretty sharp. He'll probably talk for you.
Oh, goody. Come along, miss, let's try.
Tank, my buddy, what are you doing here? My cutie. Ooh.
Hello, how are you? How are you? He's very polite, isn't he? Sure, why don't you try talking to him? Perhaps you'll be able to understand each other. Can you speak Swahili just because you're human? I only speak dog, alright? Not bird. Oh, I didn't realize there were nuances in these dialects. Okay. Tanky Poo, you need to move. Really? You never told me that before. You've never told me if you can speak Swahili. The point is, so far I've only met a few humans who can understand what I'm saying. Maybe there are some birds or cats out there who'll understand me as well. Or for some reason Luke, because Luke speaks to all animals and they don't even explain it. It's like, okay, really? Are you kidding me? But I've never met any of them if there are. I didn't realize there were all these limitations on what you can and can't do. What a disappointment. You're fired. Oh sure, I'm such a disappointment because a talking dog is so mundane. Oh well, I suppose I'll just have to try to communicate with the bird myself. So, Major, did you see the film Thief?
Saw the thief.
Did you really though? Jeepers, creepers. Who did it?
Who did it?
Yes, who?
You did it. I did not. Screw you.
Didn't do it. Who's a pretty Wally then? He even tells jokes. Amazing. Yeah, side-splitting. If I told you, the Major's very sharp. A genius, really. Alright then, Major. If you're so sharp, you'll understand when I explain. What I'll do to you if you make fun of me again.
Call the RSPB.
I'm sure that's some sort of animal service, animal PETA type organization or something, I don't know. Miss Layton, he's only a bird, remember. I know he talks like a human, but we really can't treat him like one.
Major hunger, popcorn. Sorry, Major, I'm all out of popcorn now.
Oh yes, of course. What is it, miss? Have you cracked it? Have you seen to the heart of the case? No, this is far more important than that. Oh, really? I forgot all about the new durian popcorn I wanted to try. I knew it. Time to investigate the popcorn machine. Frames adores his pet minor bird called the Major and brings it to work with him in a cage. The bird can speak, but it's unclear whether it can understand humans. What are you looking at, Tank? At me making weird sounds? Oh, my little baby. Excuse me, Mr. Frames, but could you tell us what you were doing before the screening today? If you're expecting me to talk to you, you can help me solve this puzzle first. There are 3 different types of alarm inside a completely dark chest. One alarm goes off in response to sound. One goes off in response to light. One goes off in response to vibration. There are 3 buttons that each produce one of those effects. You need to set off all 3 alarms by pressing the least number of buttons possible. Select all the buttons that need to be pressed. Should just be 1. So let's see here. Making a sound causes vibrations, which shakes the chest. But how do you get the light? Hold on a second. How do these go off? Okay. I see. Shaking it... The biggest question I have is, how do you get light in it. You'd have to open it, would you not? Maybe shaking would be the best one.
If you'll entertain my idea here, Miss Layton would never have got that wrong.
I'm convinced I can solve this with one. Only one button. So let me try the other one I thought it was, which was make a sound.
I have a feeling that perhaps I don't cut the mustard at all, do I?
You don't need to press all the buttons. Thank you. An alarm will go off if any of the 3 buttons are pressed. This means you don't need to press the button that makes a sound inside the chest. Oh. Okay. So it'll make a sound. This one, perhaps?
So, in conclusion, that's a relief. I wasn't entirely sure.
You only need to press one button. If you make it bright, the light alarm goes off. The noise of that makes the sound alarm go off. The vibrations caused by the sound of those alarms trigger the vibration alarm. Yeah. Okay, that was pretty impressive. So, you'll talk to us now. I'd like to know what you were doing before the screening today. Fine, alright then. I was in here, of course, making sure all my machines were in tip-top working order. So, you were the one who actually ran the film? Yeah, I was pretty shocked when the last reel suddenly skipped a scene. And would you have any idea who might have stolen the kiss scene? No, not really. I mean, I really don't care. It's only a film, for goodness sake. About that, Mr. Frames, even though you work in a cinema, you give the impression you don't really like films, is that right? Obviously, it's the machines I love. Gild me Albertina and Rosalind here over a stupid film any day. That reminds me, I've gotta get Belinda cleaned up. This chap certainly does love his machines. Really? Just like that? Okay. Projectionist Seymour Frames has named all of his beloved equipment, but has little interest in films. Before the screening, he was in the projection box preparing. Well, I think that concludes our investigation of the projection box. And other than the machine-mad Seymour Frames and his pet minor bird, nothing seemed to stand out as being unusual. Yes. You certainly seem to be deep in thought, miss. Are you figuring it all out with those little gray cells of yours, as Inspector Hastings calls them? I've got it. I know exactly where we need to head to next. Popcorn, obviously. Without a shadow of the doubt, the snack kiosk. Seriously? I refuse to leave without my free popcorn. I can practically see the little kernels of corn popping around inside your head at the moment. Miss, we have to focus on the case. The head of the great Layton Detective Agency, with all its proud history and tradition, can't be distracted by such things. What history and tradition? Cat only just set the place up. Well, alright, but it'll have to be a proud history and tradition in the future, if we can just get our heads off on popcorn. A long way in the future. As it stands, we have no leads at all. I think we should investigate another part of the theater. The pup's got a point. Stooping before snacks, come on. Well, if the two of you don't want to come with me, I'll go on my own. Like a dog with a bone, as usual. Let's turn our attention back to the case. Presumably there's an editor here as well, wouldn't you think? We should see if we can interview him or her. Quick thinking, go faster, pinstripes. So, how do we go about finding the editor? Well, I suppose we could ask Mr. Frames. Pardon me, Mr. Frames. We'd like to talk to whoever was in charge of editing the premiere. You mean editor? He's the editing technician. Rectum's famous editing assistant. He's one of the most senior members of Rectum's crew. He was here for the screening today. Well, given that it's an editor's job to cut and splice the film, I think we should speak with him. He may well know something about the missing kiss scene. Where can we find him? Good question. I don't know where he disappeared to after the screening. Perhaps he's still in the theater. Let's go and ask around if he's seen anyone, miss. Alright, as soon as I got my popcorn, we'll go on a hunt for Mr. Tor. Let it go, cat. Maybe it'll be quicker in the long run if we just go to the snack kiosk now. Very well, you win. Let's head for the kiosk. But it's been 30 minutes, so I'm gonna end this video here. So stay tuned for the next episode, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.